So I just did the thing that people do and they talk about where they recorded for however many minutes and then they went and looked at their video to only realize that they didn't have their mic on. And that was what I did. And it's okay. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And I wanted to do a couple of things. I almost went to bed without recording anything. No, we've been pushing it this far. Let's see if we can make it the rest of the week. I don't know if I can do this again for a while. And I'm sorry about that. But so what I did is I touched up this guy's eyes. I just painted them black. I wanted to add a cattail. And I had picked up, I'm just having all sorts of trouble. These by All Again Terrain. And they're okay. They get the idea across. They're a little bit different. I generally like the Gamer's Grass Tufts. And so these are nice. They do the job. You know what it is without too much guessing. And I thought that they looked correctly proportional. And I'm going to put that, a couple little grass tufts that I'll do some UV resin on the base for a lake, I think. Not a lake, if he's walking through a muddy field. The I do not have my my super glue is getting low. I keep a couple spare bottles, and I think that I knocked one down. This is my paint water lid. A ice cream container. But I started doing this where I super glue the bases down to the little plants down instead of just relying on the, and there'll probably be a little bit of UV resin behind it or over it if I can manage it. Okay, not real happy with that. Okay. I don't know if I got that in the shot or not. Okay, I'm not. Real exciting video here, I know. But maybe you'll get something out of this. Maybe it'll be a laugh. Maybe it'll be a it'll be how not to do something. And okay, I was wondering what made that sound. I just knocked over a box of papers. It's actually not papers, it's packing supply for something I got. I really like these little tiny gamer's grass tufts, and you can take a couple little piles of these or a couple little groups of these and mix them up, and they will look pretty darn good. I wasn't doing the super glue stuff on them until recently because I picked up some of the stuff I based not quite a year ago. I haven't been doing this stuff, tufts, that long, and I need to add some more super glue to that. Was like, oh, that looks cool, and the little tuft came off. I was like, well, maybe I need to. So I'll add a third or a second color there. Break it up a little bit, and it'll look, I think, pretty cool. Then you can see where the mud came through, and I will do a little bit of oh, tiny beige. That's UV resin to make it look like it's swampy ground, and let's do that before I might have to open up a new thing of super glue. I live not too far from a little bit bigger community that has some really fantastic hobby stores. And I was trying to shop local, and the scene there was all about Pokemon cards and the little bobblehead things, and I thought that was just a joke. That because someone was talking about that on the podcast, and nope, there are stores that is all they do. And I was not being, I was playing devil's advocate and sort of defending there. I finally sort of realized that I'm spending however much a month there, and yeah, I may get an occasional discount. And it just was not going any direction. So this little mess here is stuff I did on previous video. Now my glue mixture, I'm going to have to remix it. I forget what I did, but this is like 50-50 glue, water, and then literally just a drop of soap. And that just is to help. Now the branch that's sticking up, I will get rid of when I get everything done. And I had gotten some things I was thinking of. I'm looking for a ship miniature, not a tiny ship, but like a wreck, for 28 millimeter. I found a couple, and I will post pictures of those. And pricing is around $50, which sort of, I just didn't think that was. Found one on Amazon. It's not a fantasy or like a pirate of the Caribbean type ship. It's a modern day little fishing boat that is on a 3D printed. You can take the roof off the whole thing, and it was not badly priced, I didn't think. The this is for Forbidden Psalm, but I also need to get some harpies, and I'm still looking for some other things, but I will put that off. Reaper Miniatures does a neat little wizard, or a couple of neat little wizards. So does Knucklebones Miniatures. If you get a chance to check out Knucklebones, he does some fantastic things. He does them for The Last War and some other Forbidden Psalm stuff. And I like his stuff. I've chatted with him online a couple times to check in with him around stuff. And did the miniature wizards for Death Wizards. I don't have that many undead minis, so I'm not really. I have some skeletons and zombies and some ghouls. That's the right term. I couldn't remember what they were called. I like Heresy miniatures ghouls. They are some nice looking stuff. I got them in the plasticky resin, and I have them primed, and I'm not sure if I want to actually ever finish them or not, but maybe add a little bit of color, but not much. I sort of like that deathly white stuff. So I have this going, and I think I'm going to call that a night for right now. And I know it's not a lot. It's what we can do during the week. I have a little guy coming in here. So just a second. Hey, honey. Okay.
I peed in the shower, so I couldn't pull up on.
So my little one just came in here, and I'm going to have to go take care of her, and I'm going to have to call it a hobby night. Um, so thank you very much, and I will talk to you guys later. And here's to hobbying and happy hopping.